Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with a comparison of the new kid on the block, Fast-R 3, to the old guard, venerated, historically great Nike Alphafly 3. Head to head at two of the biggest heavy hitters in Carbon County. Now, if you're looking for a new race shoe, or maybe you're looking for a max cushion shoe or a daily trainer, or a new singlet or shorts, you gotta make sure you're on the Supwell app. We have the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. We got people from all over the world, mainly the US, but also the world, posting great deals to their shoes. It's an awesome place if you wanna look for a shoe that's heavily discounted off of MSRP. We also have a discount code to Running Warehouse, which will take 10% off of any already discounted shoes. There was a great deal earlier this week on the Adios Pro 4 that brought it down to $180, which is just wild, and our code takes discounts off of apparel and fuel. So if you're looking for a new shoe or a new community of people getting after it daily, putting in the work, not quitting, slugging it out, make sure you're on the Supwell app. All right, enjoy today's video. Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy. I ain't nothing to play with. You know who said that? The great Aubrey Graham. A lot of people want to call him the late great Aubrey Graham, but guess what? He's not dead, and there's a lot of disrespect going on. Even last year at the peak of the beef, it was slightly sickening to me how everyone just wanted to discount and discard the 8 to 15 years of straight bangers that Aubrey Graham gave us. You just want to throw out your childhood? How many memories are connected to those songs? Last name ever, first name greatest. I think that's true. There's going to be some Aubrey Graham on the Summer of Mileage playlist coming soon. Anyway, we got the Fast-R 3 out here. Is this last name ever, first name greatest? Is this the greatest ever? I don't know. This is the new kid on the block. This is the shiny object. I actually don't know how shiny it is anymore because it came out, 4 weeks ago now? So this is basically old news, but this is the latest marathon racing shoe to release. We're going to have the Asics Metaspeed Ray and the new Edge and the new Sky coming out this summer, and then this will be old news. Right now it's just medium old news, still trickling out though. Puma did a nice job making this a hype product. This is the new thing, right? Everyone's doing the Adidas Evo SL playbook. It was actually originally the Nike playbook of you just drop in limited quantities, you make it sell out, you make everyone want to buy it, and then everyone buys it when they can, once it's available. The thing is, that only works if it's a good shoe. You're not going to continue selling out bad shoes. You see the bad shoes, the one that people don't like, they don't sell out immediately, or they do on the first drop. But this one, it's a high seller from all the releases so far. Fast shoe, super aggressive. You get this plate here with the really aggressive position that sticks out in the front. You get Puma's nitro foam and a really light weight. So this comes in under 200 grams in my size 10.5, which is one of the lightest race shoes out there. It's even lighter than the Asics Metaspeed Edge and Sky Paris. They're now moving on to the Tokyo this summer. And the geometry here is what really makes this sing. So how this foam is curved and cut, and man, for me, this shoe just forces me to land up in the midfoot here and just get the legs cranking. So I haven't done a workout this entire week. I've just not been feeling it. And this is the thing with vibes training, right? Training by feel, no matter if you have a coach, no matter if you're following a training plan, no matter if you listen to your Garmin and take the suggestions, you got to listen to yourself. And I just was not feeling doing a workout this week. I did some strides a few times and just wasn't feeling 100%. So some of these weeks I need more recovery. And I did, I think, 3 workouts last week. I was stacking more workouts last month because of the community challenge. So everything got pushed. So I'm going to give it a go today. And this thing has just been calling my name. I haven't run it in a few weeks. I have a 4x2 miles on the calendar and thought, why not do this? So I'm going to do a head-to-head with what I might say is the last name ever, first name greatest. Let me go grab it. Bang. Demon time. Nike Alphafly 3. So these are two of, if not the two, fastest marathon shoes out right now. The other Puma shoe, the Deviate Nitro Elite 3, is also a great choice. It's also fast. This one is just more aggressive. Definitely takes it for the aggressive speed. The Deviate Nitro Elite 3, that takes it for the comfort. But what's so interesting about both of these is that they use these unique forefoot elements to create fast and fun toe off. So in the case of the Alphafly 3, you have the AirPod here. In the case of the Fast-R 3, you have the disconnected forefoot and midfoot with the plate that juts out. And then you can see the geometries at the front are very similar, that aggressive rocker geometry. So both highly rockered shoes. The Fast-R 3 does have more of a streamlined feel. I compared this to a race car. It felt like I was trying to drive a Formula One race car, and I didn't even have my driver's permit when I laced this thing up for the first time. Meanwhile, the Alphafly 3, once you get a feel for this thing, it is fairly comfortable. That is the downside of the Fast-R. And I know our guy Drew, you guys know Drew Whitcomb from Wear Testers, he just ran a marathon in this thing. I think he ran it was around 3:10, 3:15. So I was skeptical and still am about how comfortable this is over the full marathon distance, but I know a lot of people are using this for 2.5, 3 hour, 3.5 hour marathons. To me, it just felt so harsh to run in the plate position with how stiff it is. It's not a particularly soft and squishy foam here. It felt like a slightly firmer compound. Maybe it'll break in. This does feel softer than I remember, at least to the touch. The Alphafly is all about cushion, and the Fast-R is all about aggression, but I think it's an interesting head-to-head because of those toe-off elements, and because, man, the Alphafly 3, it's just the shoe people think of when you think of a marathon shoe. There's so much emotion connected. There's so much history connected to the shoe. Eliud Kipchoge using it. Kelvin Kiptum using it for his 2-hour marathon run in Chicago. Rest in peace to Kelvin Kiptum. So there's a lot of history tied to the shoe. Fast-R 3 is the new kid on the block. So it's going to be interesting head-to-head here. Nike, again, the old guard, right? They're the brand that everyone loves to hate. They're the brand that people are rooting for to go down. Puma, they're the brand that people are rooting for to win. They're the underdog. There's the little guys. So it's a David versus Goliath matchup here. This is like the 2001 Patriots. That's where Puma is, just on the come-up, ready to take names, get mileage, cross Nate. What is it? I don't know, man. Let's lace these things up. So nice not having chicken poop out here. Quick weigh-in though. I did want to show you the difference in weight between these two. The Fast-R 3 comes in at 100. It's kind of hard to see that with the glare. There you go, 190 grams versus the Alphafly. Look at this. Boom, 220 grams. So fair bit of difference there. But what you should also know is a lot of that difference is coming from how aggressive Puma has been in shaving foam to save weight. So there's basically no foam in the midfoot underneath the plate versus the Alphafly. You get cutouts, but you get a lot of foam under the plate, and it doesn't have as much as that hollow feeling. With some of these shoes where they cut out the midfoot foam, I can get this foot fatigue where it feels like I'm not landing on top of anything and it's just working the center of my foot. We'll see if we get that today, but not the most comfortable, especially for landing in the back. That's the, man, that word keeps coming up, comfort, comfort, comfort. That's just been my number one issue with the Fast-R so far. Maybe I'm overblowing it. We'll see. Oh man, that's some bird poop. We got to move the operation. I lace in both of these up side by side here. I love the upper of the Alphafly. Yeah, nice sock fit here. Let's see, Puma Fast-R 3. It's way lighter. It has that grocery, vegetable grocery bag material. More of a fight to get on. They both fit true to size. Also, man, stepping in here to the Puma, I am getting more of a squish from this foam. And I liked it out of the box for speed, but just, again, it wasn't that comfortable. It almost feels like this is broken in some. That would be nice. Yeah, even just standing in these, and I was talking about this a few weeks ago, but there's the meme of everyone just walking in the Alphafly casually. Of course, it's a race shoe, and it's not the most comfortable to walk in. I would highly recommend the Vomero if you want a Nike to walk in. But the stability in the cushion underfoot is way better in the Alphafly than the Fast-R. If I had to pick one of these to walk in, which I don't know why I would be doing that, but I would definitely pick the Alphafly. It's a broader base. There's more cushion in the heel. I can feel where the foam stops, though. If you see it back here, I can feel it. It's not all the way extending out beyond my heel, which is going to put you more up on the midfoot and the forefoot. Same thing in the Fast-R, but the Fast-R is even more aggressive. I have to be even farther up here. So both are aggressive feeling shoes, but the Alphafly is just more substantial. The Fast-R, there's just not a lot under here. It honestly feels like I have to be tiptoeing around my Fast-Rs. Tiptoeing in my Fast-R. Tiptoeing in my Fast-R. All right, walk test. Shout out Riff Raff putting in work, man. Tiptoeing in my Jordans. This is a banger. It really does have that tiptoeing in my Jordans feel, though. I cannot land normally, even walking, in the Fast-R. I'm not overemphasizing this. It's really disconnected. If you ever run in the Nova Blast 4, you know that feeling of where the heel and the forefoot don't feel like they're smooth and you're rolling through from the back to the front smoothly. That's what I'm getting in the Fast-R at walking paces here, which is the same thing that I got at those jogging paces. It doesn't happen to me when I'm going faster because my mechanics are a lot different at faster than marathon pace versus marathon pace and slower, which is one of those things. Alphafly, this feels like a normal shoe compared to the Fast-R, which is just crazy. But Nike really did make an effort with the 3 here to widen it out, make it more comfortable, and compared to these newer aggressive releases, you can really see it. I almost feel like I should be putting up the Streak Fly against the Fast-R because of how fast that thing is. But yeah, the comfort goes to the Alphafly for sure. Fit and feel on both of them is good. The Puma might actually have more length here. It has a decently high volume toe box. Width is similar. I do think the midfoot feel of the upper on the Alphafly is better. It's just having the sock thing is so nice. But Puma did a good job with this as well. So uppers, I would say they're tied. Maybe Alphafly slight edge. So upper slight edge to Alphafly, comfort slight edge to the Alphafly. There's nothing about the fit and feel on the Puma that will blow you away. This is really all about getting out there and ripping. So why don't we do that? Plan for this run. I'm going to do 2 reps in the Puma. And then we'll come back here, change into the Alphafly. And then we can compare at the end. Hopefully I can hold my form and strength throughout this workout so that I'm not just dying in the end when it comes to the Alphaflys. And it'll be interesting to see too, will I still feel fast in the Alphaflys after the Pumas? Or will they just feel like slow max cushion shoes because the Pumas are so fast? All right, let's do this thing. Bounce is still there. More comfortable? I don't know about that. I really don't know how people run for 3 hours in these things. Yeah, I just don't like the feeling of the emptiness beneath the midfoot. It's an odd sensation. It's a hot one today. Feels like it's already high 70s American.
This might have a new nickname. This might be the Kingslayer. I think, man, 1 mile in here, split that at 650. This thing is just so fast. This is a tough area to train, man. It's hilly, it's hot, it's like the pit. Last stride, and then we can ascend. First 2 mile rep. See you on the other side. This is not pretty. $5K pace. Our threshold pace is feeling like 5K pace. I hit those in the 540s. Just can't get anything going this week. It's just tough. Next set. Let's go. This is tough, man. Can't relax. Can't find the flow. Missing pace. Probably shouldn't have done this workout today. It's just, I'm just slow and weak right now. It's not good. Just have not been able to get anything going. It's frustrating. I feel like I'm saying the same thing week after week. Frustrating. Just been spinning my wheels for what feels like 6 months. Just not able to dial in the training. Sure, people are sick of hearing me complain. I'm sick of missing on workouts too. Should have listened to God yesterday.
All right, that's halftime, man. I need to be better. No excuses. It's just, I'm just not good enough right now, is the reality. I haven't been good at setting up my training, structuring it correctly. I haven't been good at dialing in the frequency of workouts. I haven't been good at figuring out how to recover appropriately. I haven't been good at cutting my mileage when I need to. So this is the price we pay, running poor workouts. And these are a lot more comfortable after being in the Fast-R. I have 4 more miles left. I'm going to take this. This singlet's completely soaked. It's hot. I'm going to set myself up for success here. Singlet's coming off. I'm going to take one of these and then we can go. Mid-game decision. It's between the third and fourth quarter right now. I'm deciding to switch back to the Fast-R 3. It's crazy. The Alphafly, after running this, felt heavy and clunky, and like I just couldn't drive and pop off the forefoot as much as in the Fast-R. It's wild. So I'm going to see if the Fast-R now on this last one gives me more juice at the same effort, because I'm fully fatigued. That last one, I was giving it everything I had. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one, see if I get some more pop. Oh man, I can taste the salt in my mouth right now from all the sweat. Alright, last one, I'll see you. Wow, I seriously visited the depths of my own personal Hades on that one. Mentally, that was one of the toughest workouts of my life. The self-doubt was high. I was working too. It wasn't all mental. I just couldn't hit anything in the beginning, just working. And I wanted to give up so badly. I can't tell you how high the self-doubt was. I just felt like I couldn't get anything going. Wasn't good enough. I think I said that. I'm not good enough. And I wasn't, but so much of running is just staying in the gosh dang fight and keeping it going. And so I pulled out a 5:19 split on the last 2 miles average. The third rep in the Alphaflies, I averaged a 5:50 or something. Just felt so slow. Couldn't get anything going. My legs felt like molasses. This thing felt so clunky and chunky. And there's the first 2 reps, I wanted to cut it so badly. And yesterday I actually did cut my run. I was supposed to go 12 in the morning. I don't really ever do this. And I cut it to 8, but I've just been feeling not great this week. Couldn't get the legs going, but pulled it out on the last mile there, last split. And this shoe is so fast. It's not all the shoe, of course, but I felt that the effort was pretty similar in these two on the last 2 reps. And I wasn't planning to switch back into the Fast-R. That was just an audible, a good old Peyton Manning into the Fast-R 3, a good old Aaron Rodgers. And this is like an Aaron Rodgers type of shoe. You know how Aaron Rodgers in the off season, he'll go to Mexico and he'll drink some mushroom tea and has some sort of spiritual experience. This is the hobby jogger version of that, man. Splitting off 8 miles at threshold pace, digging down into your own personal hell, facing your demons, and making it out on the other side with some of your fastest miles of your life. That's what the Fast-R 3 will be good for, man. This thing will test you. Gosh dang. If you ain't running with it, running, right above it, it's a banger. Oh, look who's back. Looking clean. What is that? Alright, man. Nike Alphafly 3, Puma Fast-R 3. The king is dead. The king is officially dead. Long live the king, and we can crown the Puma Fast-R 3 the Kingslayer. This is the Jaime Lannister without the weird sister stuff. So the workout this morning, 4x2 miles. That was one of the toughest workouts of my entire life, and it seems like every workout I do recently is not every workout is the toughest, but every workout has been a struggle. I am digging deep to get to this next goal, and I see the comments, I hear the chatter. People think the goal, the sub 230, is too ambitious. It's appropriately ambitious, and the difference that you can look at my workouts, you can look at my heart rate, you can look at my mileage, you can look at what my paces are on my daily runs. But what you can't measure is how hard someone's gonna fight on the last rep. How we're gonna get back out here every Sunday and put a 20-mile long run. Those are the things that don't come through in the numbers, man. And this workout was so tough because I couldn't hit anything in the first few reps. Just couldn't get anything going. And when you're in a tough period like this, which it honestly feels like ever since Chicago, I've been in a tough period, just not really progressing. I'll have one good workout a month that feels like a fitness breakthrough, and the rest just feels like filler. Running the same mileage level, it's not like I'm going to increase my miles to 130 miles a week. I don't have the time for that. I can't run Jake Barraclaw. Someone commented recently, you should send Jake Barraclaw some mileage swag. He's the real mileage sicko. Shout out to Jake Barraclaw. I don't have time to run 175 miles a week. I'm maxed out, man. I can't increase my mileage. I'm trying my darndest to get the intensity going. And there's days like today, though, that remind me that I can do it. I can do it. And there's so much, it's so easy to doubt ourselves when something goes wrong. It's so easy to say I can't do it, especially when we're trying to do hard, because the majority of people can't. That's the reality. The majority of people cannot run sub 230. The majority of people don't even run marathons. The majority of people cannot run, in America, the majority of people probably cannot run a 12-minute mile. I'll go out on a limb and say that. So if you're a hobby jogger, if you're on the fitness journey, if you're on the grind to whatever the best version is of yourself, you're gonna have these moments of self-doubt. But so much of this is just getting up off the mat and fighting and doing what we need to win and to put ourselves in a position to succeed. And that's why I came back and I switched into this. And it's not all about the shoes, but I just thought mentally it would give me the edge. I felt better this morning in the Fast-R 3. This felt like it was gonna give me the extra pop. I also came back and I took the caffeine gel. So just doing everything I could to salvage this workout, and then I split my second fastest 2 miles ever at the end. Meanwhile, before that, I could barely hit marathon pace on the other rep. So a lot of this is mental, but there were some physical aspects to it too, where I was driving, I was pumping, and just nothing was coming. But just consistently sticking with it is so powerful, and that is really the only above average skill I have as a runner. I'm not particularly fast. I'm not particularly strong. I don't have a body type that's optimized for the marathon. I don't have a body type that's optimized for sprinting or power. I do have the ability to just consistently get out here day after day, week after week, month after month, and now year after year, and stick with it. That's really all I have. So I think if you can take something from this, not everyone can be born with a VO2 max of 70. Not everyone can be 5'9", 140. But if you're on this grind, just sticking with it and not quitting is so powerful. And that's why I post every day. That's really why I post every day, because these daily habits ensure that I'm not going anywhere. And it started off, I was talking about this on the Doctors of Running podcast, but it started off 5-6 years ago with just, I would food journal every day because I was trying to improve my diet. So I wrote down every single meal for 2 years, every day. So this isn't something I'm just doing as a business tactic or for the algorithm, posting the daily videos. It's a commitment to become better. And it's an insurance policy to maintain that baseline level of non-negotiables. And I've found I'm not going to have these breakthroughs. I really feel like I'm pushing up against the max of what I'm physically capable of doing, which is tough. maybe I'll get a breakthrough. And someone commented recently you should go for an OTQ, which is just so far away from where I am right now. I honestly think sub 230 might be as far as I can go, but I will go to the depths of my own personal torture chamber to ensure that we make it happen. And so that's the difference. You just gotta have confidence and not quit. All right, Fast-R 3. This is now the best Carbon County shoe on the market. This dethroned the Nike Alphafly 3. So specs really similar except for the weight, and that was one of the things that was coming through with the Fast-R 3. It just felt so much easier to turn over the legs. And one of the things that was surprising with the Alphafly 3 was that compared to the Fast-R, and I still love the Alphafly, I'm not saying this is a slow, heavy shoe, but we just have to talk comparisons here. And if I ran in the Streak Fly compared to this, I'm sure the Fast-R would feel like the slower and heavier one. Maybe it wouldn't, but it's a heavier shoe than the Streak Fly. Point being, this felt mushy and hard to turn over today compared to the Fast-R. And it felt like my ground contact time at similar effort levels was just so much higher in the Alphafly. I wasn't snapping off the ground as quick. I wasn't able to roll through it as quick. The Fast-R just feels so quick. The roll through the stride, the pop, with how aggressive this plate is, it is a grip and rip shoe, and I was just flying in this thing. So let's throw up the workout. I did 4x2 miles. Goal was threshold pace. First set, I'm actually not sure. Let me check what I have so I can be accurate here. I think I was around 530s or 540s on the first set there. Should I spit a freestyle while I'm waiting for the splits? Boys in the comments expecting me to quit. I know you been broke. We ripping tempos. All right, here we go. Intervals. This is too complicated for me. All right, let me go to Strava. The Garmin app is bad, man. It is not good. The Coros one isn't great either, but the Garmin UX is just so weak. All right, here we go. So this is in the Fast-R. First one, we have 546, 543, and then 533, 545. So not particularly fast on that first set either. That was dang near marathon pace. Yeah, except I hit 533 there. And then we switched into the Alphafly in the middle, and I was even slower. Let's see, 553, 546. And then was able to finish it strong down at the 519, 520. So yeah, at that 540 pace, this was good. This was singing. That's just about my next goal. Marathon pace felt so fast, and if you want a shoe that is going to help you hit that PR, this one just feels like the best option to me on the market now. It was giving me that extra 2-3%, even more than the Alphafly this morning. The lightweight does help. How aggressive it is up here does help. The downsides, though, when I'm thinking about the Alphafly versus this, I really have to be landing up at the front of the Fast-R. If I'm not landing up at the front, I can't really make this thing work. But that's the thing, when I have this on, I'm just forced to drive through and land up here. Versus the Alphafly, it's capable of being more relaxed. So that's the thing that I found with the Alphafly is throughout the now 200 plus miles I've put in this thing, it's a very comfortable shoe. So more of a marathon, longer run shoe. This is more of the shorter one. This has more of the range for 5K pace and below. I wouldn't really love running a 5K in the Alphafly 3, but this is 100% the new speed champ. I was digging on that third rep in the Alphafly, and I just felt like I could not get it going any faster than 550, and I switched into this, and I was hitting 519s. Now, of course, there's a mental aspect to that. The last rep, you're always able to dig harder than the second to last rep, and I actually think the second to last rep there, when you're 3/4 of the way through, that one is usually the toughest, and it showed in the splits, but 30 seconds per mile faster, or almost a full minute faster on a 2-mile rep. That's not all mental. There's some physical aspects to that too. So yeah, Fast-R 3, this is the clear winner for me today. This is faster. I do feel that my calf, my right calf is just beat up, and that's one of the things I'm trying to work on. I can really feel my mechanics are so different at the marathon pace and threshold pace that I'm trying to hit right now, I have to run with a different style to hit these paces versus my normal jogging. It's like two different sports almost. It's jogging, and then there's the faster running, and my economy at the jogging and at the marathon pace just feels not good. And it's almost like my running economy at faster paces, 10K pace, 5K pace, mile race pace, is better than my running economy at my jogging paces and at marathon pace. So I'm trying to close the gap there. I really don't know. I think it's just practicing more of this threshold pace, and it doesn't feel good. It's tough, but the goal of the workout is to get this intensity, get the heart rate up into that zone, and also to work on the mechanics, and I was able to do that. So Fast-R 3, big thumbs up. This thing is truly an incredible shoe, best race shoe on the market. Nike Alphafly 3 officially been dethroned. Still a great shoe, but when it comes to that top end speed, I'm telling you, it was not even close on this back-to-back. So maybe I'll put this up against Adidas Adios Pro 4. I felt pretty fast in that one last week. Still not my favorite because of the softness, but I've hit some really fast workouts in the Adios Pro 4. I was splitting 5:30 across. I was really even last week, unlike today. Today I was just all over the place. But last week I was even. It was 2 by 3 miles at threshold, and I was around 5:30 that entire time. Versus today, up and down and up and down, and just took me a while to get into it. But yeah, so often if we can just stick with it, unless you have an injury, right? My philosophy is always running the workouts, because I really wanted to give up there on the second rep. I had some times when I was out there and I was thinking, man, maybe I'll just cut this workout and go film a list video or something, and no one will know. But I didn't do that, and I felt that's one of the good things about the channel. It keeps me accountable too. And I don't know, it's tough because I was able to pull it out at the end. If I weren't able to pull out a fast split at the end, I would have been in a much different pace, talking about my fitness is in a bad place. I haven't run any good workouts since Chicago. So it's hard sometimes, and that's what I'm really finding with running. I was writing about this last night. I've really been feeling the cyclical nature of it. There's the highs and the lows, and just your body can't always be in peak condition, especially with the higher mileage level, especially with trying to periodize training. We have to focus on different paces at different times. So if you're working on 5K pace and faster, your marathon pace is going to suffer. I haven't been running a lot of tempos. I haven't been running a lot of marathon pace stuff. And with how intense these workouts are, my recovery has just been brutal. The paces have slowed down and everything. And I've been feeling a lot of that. I've been feeling, yeah, I'll hit a good workout once every month or two, but then, man, the recovery is tough, and it's just tough to stick with it. But you have to stick with it. It's not like other things. For example, I was listening to this Currency interview, and he was talking about, he lives in New Orleans, and he's a big fan of cars, lowriders, and he says he doesn't go into the studio unless it's raining. But when it's raining, he'll go and create dozens, if not hundreds of songs for those few days, and the rest of the time, he'll go out and enjoy and live life. You can't do that with running. You can't only have 1 week where you run 5 workouts and then for the other 3 weeks just take it off. You have to be consistent. All of the best marathoners in history, the Mo Farahs of the world, the Kipchogis of the world, the Dina Castors of the world, consistent mileage, consistent moderately high mileage, consistently going out here and running sort of tough workouts, not the hardest workouts ever. Right? We're not PRing all the time, but that's the hard aspect of it. We have to live in this mid. We have to live in the fatigue and challenge ourselves to just keep going. So this is something I've been navigating with. I don't consider myself a patient person, and that's one of the things when I started this whole journey 5, 6, 7 years ago of health and fitness. I knew one of my personal weaknesses is not being patient and always wanting to quit and wanting to see quick results. And the beautiful thing about running and fitness is in the beginning, you do see quick results. If you're on a weight loss journey, you can drop 10 pounds in a few weeks by making some changes to your lifestyle. But man, if you're in a running journey, you can PR every week when you're first starting out. But once you're 4 or 5 years in, it's 1% changes every 2 months, and that is really hard. It is so hard for me to be working as hard as I ever have and get 1%, 2% increases every few months. But that's what it's going to take. I've committed to running this sub 230, so I'm going to keep the mustard on the dog. Yeah, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I'm proud of that one. That was a good one. I will put that on my list of the one good workout every month. So that was my good workout for June. And hopefully we'll get another one. I'm hoping I can get another good workout next week. So I'm really going to figure out how to do this recovery better, because that's probably the number one thing, right? Recovering. And that's another thing I've been thinking about, just how to structure my mileage so that I can recover quicker. So we're figuring that out, man. That's the thing I love about running. It's the intellectual puzzle, putting all the pieces together. That's why I like being my own coach. And also, no one's going to know my body better than I know it. No one's going to know. For example, yesterday, I was hitting 8:30 pace in the afternoon, and at the end of my morning run, no one's going to know whether I'm capable of trying to do 5:30s this morning and pushing myself, or if I need another recovery day. That's a call I have to make. That's a call you have to make for your own training. So I'm glad I gave it a go. I'm glad we pushed through. We got more work to do, baby. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. It's gosh dang hot out here. If you want a fast shoe, pick up the Fast-R 3 whenever the next colorway releases. I highly recommend it. I also saw one on the Supwell app this morning in a size 10.5. Probably be gone by the time the video goes up. Maybe I'm going to get it. That's my size, not on the pair. But yeah, for big workouts now, not even a question. This is what I'm going to for big workouts. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. There's a lot of "are you sure" energy out there. Are you sure you're going to cut 10 minutes off your marathon time? Somebody posted that on my Strava last week. You can't doubt yourself. It's hard not to. But man, there's things that can't be measured, and those are the things that we gotta lean on if we want to do something tough. They can't measure the hustle. There's no grind meter. The Garmin is not gonna tell you what your slug level is at. That's why you just gotta go bada boom, bada bang, 5,000 on them.